I'm so glad I brought the sunshine with me from California. I understand it's been raining here. Would have been a little difficult for the dancers to do it in the rain, but it still might rain on Sunday, you know. I'm enjoying the weather. I'm enjoying Ireland. I'm enjoying myself. I'm really happy with the work I'm doing right now.
Everything that's alive goes alive in seeds. You know, the little tomato seeds you and Nancy planted in your garden, how they grow into nice red tomatoes.
I'm doing this piece, the choreography, We All Mourn. I gave it that name because I needed to do some fundraising to get a ticket to come to Ireland. We're artists, we're all poor. We All Mourn was the name that came to me. The photo, which you've probably seen of me carrying a dancer, that was taken in around 1970. I've changed ever so slightly. And in those days I was only 18, now I'm 19. I've been a dancer and a modern dance choreographer for a long time, but a relatively short time within a dancer's career, because I started seriously training when I was 27, and a lot of dancers are looking to retirement by the time they're 27. I wonder if I should even mention my age, but since I'm still dancing, and since I'm still an artist, and I'm still living the artist's life, I can tell you quite proudly that I'm 74. My body is better than a lot of 50-year-olds. My attitude is better than a lot of 20-year-olds. And I'm very excited to be doing this piece.
When the baby grows up to be an old man,
Dennis, start much sooner.
Much sooner?
Yeah, well, just that much sooner. You know, sooner though. Sooner.
So as in when it started, or just?
Yeah, just a couple of beats before where you came in. I find. It wasn't hard because Yvonne really wanted to work with me, and I really wanted to work with her. She's an amazing force. She's a national treasure in her own area. I could go on for an hour about that. Yvonne Colin has taken me to some places where the people gather, where the people I can talk to and talk about what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, are gathered, and I've been immediately part of that circle.
I mourn for children who forgot how to laugh because of the tension around them. I mourn for a man who leapt to his death because his business was failing.
Depression.
I mourn for the death of moments. I mourn for my broken heart. I mourn for the loss of determination and passion. I mourn for the loss of love. I mourn for the things my parents lost fought for and won in this world.
Denial!
I mourn for a boy who, wrongly accused, was sent to prison. I mourn for a brother who died too young before the distance between us could be healed.
Anger!
I mourn for the time I have lost, the time I have wasted, and the time I didn't making art.
Deal making!
I mourn for people who have experienced domestic violence. I mourn for people who have experienced bullying. I mourn for people who have experienced addiction.
Depression!
For the people who don't have food, clean water, and shelter. I mourn for people who are suffering the loss of languages and cultures.
Acceptance!
I mourn for the sufferers of hidden disabilities such as anxiety, autism, and depression. For those who suffer the pain of fibromyalgia, arthritis, epilepsy, diabetes, and more.
Denial!
I mourn for people who have lost self-esteem because of long-term unemployment, isolation, and illness. I am sad for the loss of family.
Anger!
I am sad for the loss of self-worth. I am sad for the needless death of children. I mourn the past, the present, and the future of this country.
Deal making!
I mourn the loss of community. I mourn the loss of my friend. I mourn for broken families. I mourn for those who are discriminated against for being different.
Depression!
I mourn for young people with no prospects or perspectives. I mourn for becoming numb to all the sadness in this world. I mourn loss, anger, and emptiness.
Acceptance!
I mourn for memories. I mourn for the Irish men and women who choose suicide as the only way out of their unhappiness. I want them to come and dance, to let it out and scream, if you will. But they're not alone. I mourn for our mental health care system that lacks the capacity required to care for our Irish people. Demand change! I mourn for those who use drugs or alcohol to kill the pain, to stop the feeling, to numb the brain. Hold my hand, face that fear. You're not alone. I mourn for my father and for a hospital system that added toxic interference to his last days on this earth. Demand change. I mourn for our schools that teach repetition instead of free thought and creative possibilities. We must value the arts. I mourn for artists who must sign on for social welfare and suffer the indignity of the dole queue. We must value the artists. I mourn for a government made up of people who are unqualified for the job of running a country. Demand economists, philosophers, a land of saints and scholars. I mourn for those that think there is nothing that they can do to change the way we are today.
Anger.
Make a difference. Demand change.
This is the exciting part of my life, to be part of other artists' work, to be working with people, to be working at this very moment with a filmmaker, to be working with dancers who are giving me so much. Today I was almost in tears at rehearsal because things were so magical, and it was as if I weren't there. And these dancers, these 6 people, were producing something. I had just planted a seed, and suddenly I was looking at a blossoming field of sunflowers, and it was just magical, and it reminded me of how that moment has been sustaining for me across many decades. Finished an entire day, an entire week. What I just saw on this beach, I get the feeling I could die now happy. It's engraved in memory. These people are real artists, whether they call themselves artists or not. And I love them. You reach peaks, there's so many valleys that the peaks are so precious, so precious. What they gave me today is a kind of gift that does not come easy, and yet they gave it with such open hearts and with such incredible art that I cried as I watched it.
I feel like I did what I set out to do, and I captured some magic along the way. And I feel really supported. And I am really glad that the project isn't finished. There's loads more elements to continue with. There's the next thing to plan. So there's no, this is finished, what am I going to do now? It's, this is ongoing. This was a step in the right direction. This is a building block in something that is really going to make a difference. When people see it, they're going to feel something. They're going to want to do more than complain about their lot. They're wanting to change. They're going to know that there's people like us who want positive change, and that's what we're talking about. We're just talking about it in a different way. We're not walking down the street marching, holding placards. We're not complaining on the bar stool. We're not sitting at home depressed, not knowing which direction to go in. We're actually getting out there and expressing it. And hopefully someone who needs to hear it will hear it. And I think they have so far.
50 years had passed since that first paid engagement as an actor, and I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it, and I'm so proud of that. I can blow my own horn because I have a horn to blow. I am an artist, and that's where I live. And I invite everybody to join me in that magical place.